Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you and yours are having a good time as we celebrate the festive season. And right about now, you already know that we always have to sit down with one of the most amazing personalities. And today I am joined by the Hon.Didmus Barasa. It's gonna be a good one. Get ready for it. Hi, how are you?
Very well.
How are you feeling today?
Not bad. I'm really fine.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Now you can feel free to say Merry Christmas to your viewers at home.
Merry Christmas to everybody who's watching me. Have a good Christmas, festive season, and Happy New Year.
All right.
Yeah.
So what is Christmas to you, and how do you celebrate your Christmas? And how has it always been for you growing up?
Christmas to me, it is like any other day, apart from situations where I host people in my house, in my compound. People who are less privileged.
Oh, wow.
People who never, maybe they drink a soda in their lifetime during Christmas time only.
Yeah.
So I invite them in my house, in my rural home. We have a meal together. That is how I celebrate Christmas.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Now we're going to get into talking about you. First,
Yeah.
I have to talk about your statement cards. What does it mean to you? You always have it.
This is just, it's my signature cap. I got it from Ghana, and I have put everywhere. In all my cars, you can't miss one or two.
Oh, so you have
that
a
if I
variety
forget,
of them.
I have about 30.
30 of them?
Absolutely.
Oh, my days.
Some in my office, back at home, my office at the Continental House, so that any time, if I forget to put it on when I'm leaving my house, I'll definitely get it in the car.
Were you always thinking of being a politician when you were growing up, a leader? Was it part of your thought process when you were growing up?
I never thought of becoming a politician.
Okay.
Until that time when I joined Kenya Power Lighting Training School, that was in 2000 and 2001, and I got to slowly to get involved in college politics. I was first elected as the Secretary for Information and Education. Then later on, I became the chairman of the Students' Union, a position that I held until I left the institution. And conspicuously, later after my graduation and a short stint at the Kenya Power Lighting Company as an employee, I joined the Kenya Air Force. But I remember there is this day when there was an alleged coup within the Lions Party, the Fort Kenya. By then the chairman of the party was the Honorable Muskari Kombo. And they wanted someone with some kind of police or military background to go and spy on some people. Apparently the faction that was led by the Honorable Late Soita Standa and Honorable Boni Khalwale, who were having a meeting somewhere in Kasarani to overthrow Kombo as the chairman of Fort Kenya. So I went to their meeting, sat there, took notes, and then later on, the next day, very early in the morning, I went to brief the Honorable Muskari Kombo. By then, he was Minister for Local Government. And my interaction with them made me feel like I should be a politician now. Yeah.
So you started out a bit as a snitch.
Absolutely.
And do you know what they say about snitches?
Yeah.
Snitches get stitches. Did you get stitched?
No, I didn't.
You didn't get stitched?
I didn't.
It worked in your favor, actually,
it worked
because
in my
you're here.
favor. Absolutely.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's get a little bit into your upbringing. How were you brought up? How was your childhood?
I was born in a family of 7. We are 2 brothers and 5 girls, 2 boys and 5 girls, in a rural village called Nasianda in Bungoma. And my father, by then, was a teacher at Ndengelwa Secondary School. It was actually, when that school was coming up, was being set up, he was the founding principal of that school. And he passed on in 1991 when we were still very young. Then later on in 1998, my mother also passed on as well. And our other people had to be my other siblings had to be shared out by our relatives, because we have nowhere to live. But I remain at home alone. By then I was in Form 3, 1998 at Kimilili Boys. By then it was called Kimilili Secondary School. And I was the only day scholar, because of poverty from where I'm coming from. So I was walking 12 kilometers from Nasianda to Kimilili and back every day for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I am a believer that the background of a person, the poverty-stricken background, has got no bearing to what you will become in future.
And there's a lot of youth watching the show right now, and the state of the nation right now. There's a lot of conversations around it, right? There's so many people who are not employed, there are no job opportunities. What do you think is the core problem, and how can we solve it, according to you?
We do not have a proper law that will kind of tie any new government from following in the footsteps of the good things that the previous government has done, building on it so that we can steer this country forward. So I think going forward into the future, what we need to do as a country, we need to make it very mandatory that a new president who will come in must be able to identify through a legal framework the good gains of his predecessor, what was it that his predecessor was doing that was good for the economy, so that it becomes illegal to deviate from the good practice that was being done by the previous government.
And there's a big conversation right now from one of our artists who did a song that basically talks about what he feels is the situation that is going on in the country, and we have been trending worldwide. Have you heard about it?
Yes, I've heard about it, and I regretted when I heard that the governor for Kirinyaga is suing this young man.
Okay.
And I think, to me, as a legislature, as a member of parliament, especially at this particular time where we are encouraging whistleblowers, where we are encouraging openness in terms of what bedevils this country, what are the ills that this country is facing. I think suing this young man is a serious indictment into freedom of association, into freedom of speech. And I think, I know we have a number of lawyers who have agreed to come in and represent this young man if he's dragged in court. I also want to make it clear that as a young member of parliament, I am ready and willing to offer financial support for the legal team of this musician,
King Kaka.
and King Kaka.
His name is King
and
Kaka.
I want to tell him that he should not be cowed down. He should not even pull down that song. And I will encourage even all our media houses to be playing this song. This song should be playing every day in the morning. I remember when I was growing up, we had this song. When you grow up in the village, you walk for a very long distance, enduring harsh weather to go to the primary school.
Yeah.
It's raining, you have to go. There is this song they used to say wivu ni adui, amuka enda shamba, kama wewe ni mwanafunzi, amuka uende shule.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like you don't want to wake up,
You'll wake up by force.
I come from a community where you must have a radio.
Yeah.
So in the morning when you feel like you should not go to school, this man is singing there and he's telling you that education is the key for future. You just have to wake up.
True.
Even if it's raining, there is no umbrellas, you have to walk and go to school to partake in education.
Yeah.
So I would want this Kaka, this King Kaka song to be singing on every day in the morning.
Okay.
So that Kenyans are able to understand and to know that when you go to vote, you are not going to vote for a person from your community. You're not going to vote for a person who is your neighbor. You're not going to vote for a person who is a friend, but you are going to vote for a person who is going to be your development partner and partner with you so that you can be able to reduce the poverty levels that are in your house, so that you are able to improve the lives of your children, that you live with them. And I've always been telling my people that a day before you go to vote, please move around your house. Go and find out, check how your children are sleeping. Look at the quality of the mattress, the quality of the blanket that they are covering themselves with. If they are sleeping in sacks, look at it. Go to your kitchen, look at the food store, look at the amount of food you have in your store, so that when you go to vote, you are voting with your concerns. You are voting to decide that this country is going to be in the hands of this person whom you believe that is going to drive the development forward.
There's a line in the song where he says, unaenda kupiga kura na usiku utalala kama hujakula.
Piga tu kura na utalala bila kula. A night of tears.
Correct.
Yeah.
Meaning, and I want to agree with him. If you go to vote for a person because he's your neighbor, if you go to vote for a person because he's from your community, you are actually a fool.
Okay.
Wewe ni mjinga. Wewe ni mjinga kabisa. And I want to agree with the King Kaka song.
Yeah.
I have already downloaded it from YouTube. It is in my flash disk.
It's in your flash disk.
So I want to assure King Kaka that even if you go and pull it down from your YouTube channel, we already put this song in our flash disk. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh my God.
Very many other Kenyans have YouTube channels, and I want to encourage them also to upload this particular song in very many YouTube channels.
All right.
It is a very good song. I listened to this song, and I want to tell you, in my country in 2017, when I went to vote, apart from voting for myself, I voted for other number of candidates as well. And I want to tell you for free that if I would have listened to this song before I went to vote in 2017, I think I may not have voted for something.
So the song is a wake-up call.
The song has even woken me up myself.
You're woke.
Absolutely.
Stay woke.
Absolutely.
The youth say, stay woke.
And,
so tell them.
And I tell you, when we are doing campaigns, we usually play some popular songs so that people can come.
Yeah.
I tell you, in 2022,
This is the one.
this is the song that we will be playing when I'll be going to campaign.
And you have promised to be there for him financially.
Absolutely,
during his cases,
absolutely.
right?
I want to ask him to get in touch with me. I want to ask his people to get in touch with me.
All right.
I will stand with him, solidarity, the same way I have stood with the other people. I will stand with him so that we must put a stop in this culture of impunity.
And some of the things that he has addressed, I'm going to point out one that really, really affects the youth, other than the fact that he talked about Kenya Navy and the fact that Miriam and the daughter stayed underwater for quite a long time, the corruption that goes on. There's the point where he talks about how the people who haven't managed to pay their help loans are going to be embarrassed in the newspapers, all right? And that affects the youth, okay? And they are unemployed. They don't even have money to pay this help yet, all right? And they're watching.
Yeah, correct. It is the responsibility of government to ensure that her citizens are properly trained. It is the responsibility of the same government to ensure that after training those young people, they get employment. But we have been told every day that when you graduate, you don't have to look for employment, employ yourself. Now, between somebody who has worked in government for 50 years and another one who has just graduated, who should be employing himself? The person who has worked in government for 50 years, for 55 years, because one, he has got the requisite experience in that areas of in his area of area of expertise. He has acquired some money over these times. He has some kind of pension. And I think what we should do as a country is we should lower the retirement age from 60 to even 50 and encourage those who hit 50 to employ themselves, to set up their companies, to become consultants in the various fields.
Sure.
Those who are in meaningful employment like myself and you and him should be compelled to pay forcefully. That help rights are, KRA confirms the names of the help defaulters who are in employment, and that money should be forcefully deducted from their salaries.
Sure.
To pay, to remit.
Yeah.
But those who are jobless, who are unemployed, those who are employed in informal sectors like throwing stones in the Kibra during the Kibra by-election, those ones, they should be pardoned. Their loans should be written off by government.
Right.
In the same way, the government has written off loans for tea farmers, for coffee farmers, and some sugarcane farmers. We should also write off loans for these people or put them somewhere on hold.
Okay.
Once you get employment, then you are told to pay
Yeah.
at no interest. The government should just own up, and I want to see our youthful duo in the name of His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency the Deputy President, because they were elected on the platform of bringing reforms in the economy of this country, particularly targeting the young people. They should come out and actually join me and other Kenyans in saying that King Kaka song is the best in its own kind. It should begin even to play in State House. It should be playing in every time we have a national prayer breakfast. That song together with the Eric Wainaina song, they should be playing back to back.
Okay.
In fact, we should that should be our national anthem.
Okay, well noted. Thank you very much for talking to us. Now,
Thank
this
you.
conversation came out so deep and we are forgetting that it's Christmas. So do you have a favorite Christmas song? Do you have any tune for Christmas that is your favorite?
My favorite song that you should play for me is King Kaka song.
Guys, it's Christmas. This is where the
King
conversation
Kaka song.
ends. Clearly, Hon.Didmus Barasa doesn't want any other song other than the song by King Kaka, hashtag I stand with King Kaka, hashtag Wajinga Nyinyi, you know. But there goes. That has been a conversation. Thank you very much for talking to us. We are taking the message back home. Wake up call. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Welcome.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much. All right, there you go. That has been your hot seat with the Hon.Didmus Barasa, and he has spoken a lot of truths. And clearly, he is doing a lot to help the youth in his constituency. And I think many other people should join the bandwagon. And we are going to have a happy nation. All right, that has been your hot seat. My name is Violet. I'm gonna keep it ecurve.